Good morning, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to be able to present to everyone about Douglas College. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Thanks for Synergy Global and Georgina for helping us to organize this session. And my name is David Chen. I'm one of the marketing managers working at Douglas College Marketing and International Recruitment. So today's session, what I'm hoping to achieve is to give you some brief ideas or some basic information about Douglas College in terms of where we are and the program we offer, the admission requirements, application procedures, etc. And after this session, then what I'm hoping is really to get you interested in Douglas College so that you can explore further information from our website and contact our partners, Synergy Global or Georgina's company, to get more information or your questions answered after today's session. Of course, we are going to leave a big chunk of time for you to ask questions. I'll try my best to give you the answers to the questions. Okay, so I'm going to begin the PowerPoint presentation now. And to begin with that, I'm going to show you a very short video about Douglas College.
Bienvenidos a Douglas College.
Xin chào, chào mừng các bạn đến với Douglas College.
Bem-vindos ao Douglas College.
स्वागत है Douglas College.
Douglas College में सारा स्वागत है.
Okay, so where's Douglas College? We are located in the West Coast province of British Columbia, which is the closest province to Asia. And exactly what we are located in the city, we are located in the Metro Vancouver area. So Vancouver became internationally known since we hosted the expo in 1986. So since then, Vancouver has been ranked quite often the most livable city in the world, quite often among the top 5 cities, if not the first. And for various reasons, I'm going to give you 5 top reasons for Vancouver to be so popular internationally. First of all, we have very good weather. When people, especially from Indonesia, there are 2 things that strike them right away is distance. Yes, we are far away. However, the second thing that most people would afraid is the weather. Vancouver is the only exception. We don't have extreme cold weather in the wintertime. We have actually very mild wintertime compared to outside Vancouver, anywhere outside Vancouver. Because Vancouver, we are sheltered by a large island outside Vancouver. It's called Vancouver Island. So we don't get a typhoon or stormy weather. We don't get a severe cold weather. So in the wintertime, the coldest weather, we are talking about only -2 or 3, which is most likely it's early in the morning, like 2 to 5 a.m. when it's very cold. When you get up in the morning, then the temperature usually gets up to 5 to 6 degrees. And summertime, we have very long daytime, and the temperature is not going to go exceeding 30 degrees. So it's very pleasant when summertime in terms of temperature. And one of the coolest thing is that in the summertime, the evening time, the temperature drops down to below 20. So people do not have to rely on the air conditioning to get a good sleep. So second reason is the nature. You can see from the picture, we have mountains, we have oceans. So we're surrounded by mountains and oceans. It's bound to be very beautiful. The best thing is for you to come, or your students to come with their own eyes to see the real beauty of Vancouver. Number 3 is the strong economy. Vancouver is, even though it's the 3rd largest city in Canada after Toronto and Montreal, and yet the economy is very vibrant. Because of the strong economy, there are lots of new jobs being created every year for university and college graduates to get those jobs. And number 4 is the culturally. Vancouver is a very multi-society city where people from all over the world choose to come and settle down, whether they are coming here as an international student or as a new landed immigrant. People all treat each other very friendly. So in other words, people are very welcoming to each other. And according to the survey, which was done in the recent 5 years, about 50% of the people who live in the Metro Vancouver areas, their spoken language at home is not English. So you can imagine that so many people from different parts of the world came to choose to Vancouver as their new homes. So it's a very welcoming society. And last, it's also very, very important for parents to send their kids abroad to study, make sure the place they're going to stay or study is safe. Vancouver is one of the safest cities in Canada or in North America compared to the rest part of the Canada or compared to United States. We don't have people here, hardly any people will own guns at their homes. So it's a very safe place. I've been here for over 30 years. I've never seen a crime scene, and I have never felt any sense of insecure or unsafe anywhere I walk to, even in the wild mountain areas. So no problem. And speaking about the job opportunities, I believe majority of our international students choose to come to Canada because Canada has a very favorable policy towards those international students. Canadian government generously give the students up to 3 years of postgraduate work permit after they graduate. And also very strong message sent out to all international students to encourage them to pay their own education, get the North American or Canadian working experience, and stay in Canada if they wish to become permanent residents of Canada. So speaking about these opportunities, then the jobs becomes very important. This is the information I got from the provincial labor market website. So according to the provincial government, they predict in the span of 2019 to 29, in the 10 years time, there will be, or there are going to be 861,000 new jobs being created because of the strong economy and also because of the aging population. Lots of people will take the retirement. For example, myself will be taking the retirement in the next few years. And about 70% of those jobs are going to be for the replacement. But the 31% is going to be contributing to the strong economy. One thing I do want to emphasize here is that 861,000 jobs may not sound a very significant number. However, in the province where there is only 5 million people in population, then that close to 1 million jobs in the 10 years is really, really significant number. Second thing you may want to consider or do a little bit exploring is Vancouver is more now known as the technology hub city. So the provincial government has done all its right things to attract large IT giant companies like Amazon, Intel, Microsoft, those companies, to attract them to settle down in Vancouver, having their regional office. And therefore, they are creating lots of new high-pay IT positions every year for university and college graduates. So lots of opportunities for those students. And why international students will come all the way from their home country, choose to come to Canada and choose Douglas College to study, for lots of reasons. I'm going to give you a few of those important reasons. First, I would like to give you some facts about Douglas College. First of all, we are a public degree granting institution. We were founded or established in 1970. Last year was our 50th anniversary year. And so 50 years history. And we are public. So in other words, about 70% of our students are Canadian local students. So right now we have 3 campuses serving about 20,000 students, including 3,500 international students from 80 plus countries. Among 3,500 international students, there are exactly 69 students from Indonesia who are now studying at Douglas College. 69. So you remember 20,000 total student population, 3,500 international students, 69 students from Indonesia. So relatively speaking, Indonesians' population, student population is still very low. We'd like to have more. And also for those of you who have graduated from university seeking for post-degree diploma program, we have the largest selection of post-degree diploma programs offered in the province of British Columbia. So the other main reasons are our programs more designed to be very practical and applied. So students will be, relatively speaking, easier to get jobs after they graduate. And secondly, we have, I mentioned before, we have 26 post-degree diploma programs for those students who finished their bachelor's degree before, wanting to come to Canada. Wanting to come to Canada to continue their post-secondary education and seeking for employment opportunities. So we have the largest selection of post-degree diploma programs in the province. And also our tuition fee for international students is a lot lower than those research universities. You can save up to $15,000 per year if you were to compare with the top ranking universities in the province, like University of British Columbia. And we have more frequent intakes. Unlike some universities, they only have 1 intake per year. We have 3 intakes per year, so it's more frequent and more flexible. And we offer very small class sizes. So one teacher teaches the maximum size of 35 students, and which allows the students to have more interaction with the instructors in their classes, which is very important for students to have that interaction. And also most of our instructors or teachers are also working in the industry. So therefore, they'll not only be able to bring lots of opportunity, career opportunities to the class, to their students, but also bring lots of modern or most up-to-date technologies and teach them to their students. And we also offer a very personalized individual services to our international students. Our office center, we hire 33 full-time staff members dedicated to work and serve our international students. And our campus location, later on, I'm going to show you some maps. It will show that our campus location is very, very conveniently located steps away from the metro station. So it's very convenient. And students who are studying at Douglas College, they can work during their study up to 20 hours per week. And all graduates are eligible to receive 3 years of postgraduate work permit if they wish to apply after they graduate. So those are the key reasons. And the location-wise, then we have 2 campuses in New West. And with these blue lines and yellow, green, and light blue lines are all metro or SkyTrain station, SkyTrain lines. So if you live close to any of those metro lines, then it will be very easy for you to get to Douglas College. And from this map, you can see Vancouver International Airport is here. Downtown Vancouver is here. So from downtown Vancouver to Douglas College New Westminster campus, it takes about 35 to 40 minutes, a comfortable SkyTrain ride. If you travel from the airport to Douglas College, you will have to take the light blue line to downtown Vancouver and change to another line. It takes you about 1 hour and 10 minutes by SkyTrain. And this is the campus, New Westminster campus. We have north and south buildings. And right in front of us is the Fraser River. And this is the SkyTrain track. This is our newest addition to our campus. We began using this modern office tower in 2018 September when we faced with some classroom shortage. We're not using the entire office building. We are only using 4 floors from the 5th to the 9th floor. And this is our curriculum campus with 2 large buildings and some green space. You can see there is a beautiful lake across the street and also the SkyTrain stations there. So the next few slides, I'm going to introduce you some of the programs that we offer. The first type of program we offer is when the college began to open to the local community in 1970, we began to offer our traditional 2-year college diploma programs. This program is designed for high school graduates to study 2 years of post-secondary education and then get ready for their employment. So those yellow highlighted programs, well, first of all, we have about 50 to 60 2-year college diploma programs. There are too many to be listed here. I only highlighted a few of those programs. Those yellow highlighted ones are very high in terms of the employment rate, students when they graduate. Second type of program is again for high school graduates. It's our university transfer program, which allows the students to study their first or second year college or university foundation year courses, and then use those courses or credits to transfer to universities to continue their university studies. So if they study 1 year in the college, they can study the rest 3 years in the university to finish their bachelor's degree. So those university transfer programs, they are divided in 5 different program areas in terms of arts, science, business, computing science, and engineering. The university transfer system is very unique in the province of British Columbia, which is the only province offers this university transfer system. So what it is that university transfer means that starting students' education at Douglas College and then applying for admissions as a transfer student to another institution to complete their study. Students who transfer from Douglas College to any university or colleges in the province, their course is guaranteed for transfer. So all the courses are being articulated and all the key answers can be found in the BC Transfer Guide. You can Google this BC Transfer Guide, and this guide allows the students to find all the equivalent transfer courses among the institutions in the province of British Columbia. So in theory, students can study 2 years in the college and 2 years in the university to finish their bachelor's degree. Okay, so as a matter of fact, then majority of our students from Indonesia currently study at Douglas College. They are the high school graduates. Most of them are in the university transfer program. But for those students who are not able to transfer to university because their grades they study at Douglas College were not high enough to meet the university's admission requirements for transfer, they can stay in the college for our own bachelor's degree. We have about 13 four-year bachelor's degree programs for students to choose. And most of those programs are in the commerce and business administration area in terms of accounting, financial services, etc. And we also offer the applied psychology, criminology, and performing arts. So what I have mentioned previously are those type of programs on all for high school graduates. But for students who graduated from university before wanting to come to Canada to study in a different area of knowledge and prepare themselves for their employment in Canada, what we have is the postgraduate diploma program. So there are two different types. There are one-year program. We have 16 of those one-year post-degree diploma programs. Student can choose any of the two one-year program to make it into a two-year program so that they can qualify. They can be qualified for 3-year postgraduate permit. If they choose only one-year post-degree diploma program, when they graduate, they can only get 12 months or 1 year postgraduate work permit. Okay. So the second type of postgraduate program is our 2-year post-baccalaureate diploma program. We have 9 of those programs we offer. They are in accounting and finance, computer information system in 3 different streams: emerging technology, data analytics, or the newest addition is our cyber security and health information management, hospitality, and international supply chain management. So those are the 2-year post-degree diploma programs. I would like to show you one of our alumni students who graduated from our post-degree diploma program, now working in Vancouver.
Hi, I'm Juliet. So what are we doing in a hotel? Well, I'm here to tell you how I turned my degree in communications and journalism into a new career with the help of Douglas College. Douglas offers post-degree programs for people that already have a degree, but they want to take their career to the next level and boost their salary. You can choose from 20 specialties in everything, from marketing to hospitality services management. Now, I'm a hostess at a hotel in Vancouver, and I'm working my way up in management.
So this student took two one-year programs. One is marketing and the other one is project management.
Hi.
So I mentioned earlier, many of our international students, they choose two one-year programs. So what we call it is a customized two-year post-degree diploma programs. And there are 16 different combinations. A student can choose any of the two programs and combine them into a two-year program. Right. And if the student made up their mind, they want to do two one-year program, what we can do is to help the students to issue the letter of acceptance recommending the Canadian government to give them two-year study permit. So they don't have to extend their study permit during their study. And of course, when they graduate, then they will be able to get 3 years of postgraduate work permit. And the other thing is about our post-degree diploma programs is our programs are all aligned with the industry demands. So in other words, then students can continue their career by studying more and writing more exams, writing more professional certificates. Our program will open the doors for them to move on with their career. For example, when the student finish our post-baccalaureate diploma program in accounting, they can straight away meet all the prerequisite requirement to begin their CPA education program. Students who finish our project management, they can right away write the PMP exam. So is the finance program. And the other thing what we did for our post-degree diploma students is our department funded a special program. It's called Career Boost Program. This is only for international students who are enrolled in our post-degree diploma program. And this program is to help the students to gain the career development skills and knowledge in order to be successful in the job market after they graduate. So this program will get the students in training or receive the knowledge in all these different areas in terms of communication, how to use the LinkedIn to your advantage, overview of the employment standards and labor market research, how to develop effective networking strategy, skills identification and career development planning, and writing tips and for job researchers. All these skills are going to be delivered to the students and help them to be succeed. And this service is person to person. Right now it's online, but then after post-pandemic, it will be face-to-face. And all these services are free. And students can begin using these services when they start their program at the very beginning, in the middle, or towards the end. So as long as they are Douglas College students, those services are free for them. Okay. Apart from the Career Boost program, we also have our regular co-op education study options. For students who finish 18 credits, 6 courses, maintain a GPA of 2.33, students can apply to be in the co-op education. The co-op education allows the students to apply what they have learned in the classes to the real work environment. So I would like to show you a very short video about the students taking advantage of co-op education program.
Hey, my name's John. I'm currently in my 4th year of the BBA accounting program. I've had 2 co-op program terms so far. My first job was working with Douglas College's CEIT department, working as a student help advisor. My last job was working as a junior accountant at a craft brewery. Let's just say the job came with a few benefits. Why should you join co-op? First, you can meet your future employer. If you leave a good impression with your coworkers and boss, there's a good chance at the end of your degree, they'll be happy to take you back. Secondly, you can earn money. The average co-op position pays $13 to $20 an hour, or sometimes even more. Goodbye instant noodles. Finally, and most importantly, you'll gain experience. If 5 people with the same degree apply for a job, but only one of them has work experience, who would you hire? Overall, I can say my co-op terms have been the most gratifying part of my degree. Employers really value experience when searching for employees. And in my opinion, co-op is the best way to get that. So what are you waiting for? Join the co-op program today.
So the key thing for co-op education is the Canadian working experience, especially for those high school graduates from Indonesia who have never had any working experience in their lifetime. So this co-op education will be extremely important for them to be successful after they graduate from the college or universities. So the next slide is about the tuition fee cost and the scholarships. How much would it cost for students to live and study at Douglas College? Its tuition fee is around $18,450. That's based on 10 courses, 30 credits. And the accommodation is around $12,000 per year, $1,000 per month. It's a bit more expensive because housing in Vancouver is a lot more expensive than any parts of Canada. And transportation, textbooks, etc., it costs around $4,000. So altogether, it's around $35,000 per year for students to live and study at Douglas College. If it's a 2-year program, you'll be looking at $70,000. And the scholarships, Douglas College, we give out 100,000 entrance scholarships for students who will begin their study at Douglas College each year. There are 2 different categories. One is called Regional Award, which is 1,000 students, they do not have to apply. And when our admission coordinator receive the application documents, they will do evaluation. For those students who meet the minimum requirements, our office will issue the letter of admission offer, which includes the regional award information in the first letter you're going to receive from our office. So it's in the amount of $1,000. This is not going to be given out to the student as a tuition fee reduction. It will be the real money check issued to the student when they arrive or after they arrive in Canada, begin their study. Second category of our entrance scholarships is our merit-based scholarships of $2,500. This scholarship student will have to download the documents, including an application form, and submit all the required documents to our office by email. And it's very competitive. But then the selection committee will choose the most qualified student before the semester begins. So potentially, there will be students receiving $3,500 before they begin their study at Douglas College. Those are the entrance exams, or entrance scholarships. Accommodation and housing. For the time being, we do not have dormitory services or facilities yet, but Douglas College will be building a new dormitory in the next few years. But for the time being, if the student wish to request the college to help them with the accommodation, then they will have to contact our homestay placement agencies. Their agency information is posted on our website. Okay. Admission requirements. So one thing you may want to understand we are the community-based colleges, so we do not have very high admission requirements. However, we do have quite high English language requirements. In order for students to begin their academic study at Douglas College, we require the student to have one of the following language test results: TOEFL 83, IELTS academic module overall score 6.5 with no band below 6.0, and Canadian high school English grades of 60%, and KO test of 60, Pearson test of 56, IB program, Cambridge. And also for the time being, we do accept Duolingo test result, minimum score of 110. That's because in some part of the world, in some countries, the IELTS or TOEFL tests have not been open yet due to the pandemic. So for the time being, we still use the Duolingo test results to be the substitute. And students who do not have those required language skills, they can choose to go to our partner language schools in downtown Vancouver and then finish the language upgrading and come straight to our academic program. Or they can choose to study in Douglas College to begin their language upgrading or college preparatory programs. Okay, so this is the language part. And the other academic requirements are, we require the students to finish their grade 12, receive the high school graduation, and they have to have 60% grades maintained in their grade 11 and 12th grade. And for Indonesians, we have a very special admission requirement policy, which allows the students who finish their IGCSE O-level studies with 5 subjects completed showing on their graduation exam certificate. Those students, they will be able to meet our admission requirements. In other words, then those students will be only finishing not 12 years, but only 11 years of secondary school system. If they do not have 5 subjects on their O-level exam certificate, they will have to make up those with the AS or A-level subjects. For students who are applying for our post-degree diploma programs, we need the students to send us the proof of their university graduation and also maintain their university grades at 60%. So it's very minimal admission requirements. How to apply? Before you apply, then you need to understand our semester system. We run tri-semester 1 year. Each semester we have May to August, September to December, January to April, 3 semesters. The application deadline date is usually 3 months prior to the semester begins. So coming to May the 31st is our September intake application deadline date. So there are many programs, because of the high demand, then we will have to close the program earlier than the published deadline dates. So we encourage students to apply as soon as possible, as soon as they make up their mind. The application process. So I believe I'm not going to go through the application process. I think our partner, the Synergy Global and Georgina, will be able to help you with the application process. But one thing we can assure you is that the application process is going to be very, very fast. You don't have to wait for a lengthy time in order to get our response. So we try our best to have a very quick turnaround time. Usually is within 2 or 3 business days, you will hear back from us when you submit your application. I think that's about my presentation. So this is my contact information, and also our mission coordinator's name and her email address if you wish to contact us directly. Now I'm going to open the floor for any of you who may have a, a few questions.
Hello, can I ask a question, please?
Hang on. Wait.
Hello?
Yeah, wait. Before David, before I open the Q&A, I would like to share 2 slides, related to the Canadian permanent residency. That's, why I started this webinar is because there is a demand from the many people who want to migrate to Canada, but many of them are not yet eligible for the minimum requirement. So let me share to screen first. Does anybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, I can see it.
Oh, okay. Let me start. So, okay.
Somebody else is speaking and I can't hear the person.
Sorry?
What happened? Somebody else is speaking.
Okay. Let me start. Okay. So basically, there are 3 economic immigration programs under Express Entry, and I will show you why this is related to the Canadian higher education. So basically, this is the most popular Canadian immigration program of the non-investment one. So it's called Express Entry, and there are 3 kinds of programs under Express Entry. First is a federal skilled worker program, and second is a federal skilled trades. For the federal skilled worker or FSW, this is for skilled workers, right? The doctors, accountants, and also managers. And it has its own scoring system. And if you don't have any relation with Canada, let's say you never traveled to Canada, you don't have any relatives in Canada, you never went to school in Canada, never have any job experience in Canada, that would be very difficult. And second one is And the second one is federal skilled workers. This one is for the non-diploma and for a trades, for example, like a plumber, electrician, also chef, what else? Something like that. And this one needs a job offer. So this is especially for the skilled but non-managerial level. And the last one is Canadian experience class. For the Canadian experience class, this is you need a 1-year full-time, if possible, it's a full-time work experience in a full-time position or equivalent time in a part-time position that legally obtained in Canada. And the job should be in the management level A or the professional jobs or the technical job, but mostly in the level O and level A. And the relation with the education is in Canada is that, as I mentioned before, if you have any relation or very, very limited relation with Canada, then the education in Canada, if you go to school in Canada, this is a gateway to increase your express entry score, because for the express entry, you need to pass the minimum score. I will show you later, you can contact me because this is not the this is not the webinar for the express entry. So I will explain later if you contact me. If you're interested in it, then I will explain later. If you have nothing to do with Canada, then education is the easiest way to gain a bigger score in express entry, because at least you've already been in Canada, and having a Canadian education experience, it makes you much easier to get a job offer. And with the job offer, you got accepted in the express entry pool much more easier, because the employer are mostly looking for people who already live in Canada and have either not student, a work permit, or at least the stay permit. Because if you're here, you don't have a work permit, you don't have any permanent resident or any stay permit, then the employer will most likely not going to employ you unless you're very have a special skill that they need that are not available in Canada. So that's the reason of why this webinar is not only for the high school students, but also for the professionals. Okay. So let's continue with the, I'm going to stop share and then we can continue with the Q&A. I would appreciate if you can just ask directly, verbally. Anybody wants to start, please?
May I start?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. My question is that comes to the basic question. At this point of time, is it still online education going on in Canada, or are the students already on campus? Because what I understand is that the on-campus experience is what the students desire. So that's a question I have at the moment.
Yeah, very good question. I can answer this question. And Douglas College is like many other Canadian institutions and universities. We virtually switched from in-person class to online on or shortly after March the 18th, 2020. And since then, we have remained the online course delivery mode, and it's going to continue to the end of August of 2021. And the government has given us the mandate to resume the in-person class in September with several strong reasonings. One is the most important factors is that most of the Canadians, for example, each provinces may be slightly different in terms of the immunization plan rollout. So for BC, for example, then we are very hopeful that all BC residents will receive the vaccination in their arms by the Canada Day, which is July the 1st. So it's very hopeful that even though there is no final decision yet, but then we are very hopeful that the college, most of the post-secondary institutions will be returned to in-person class settings. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps not 100%. They are discussing about something like a hybrid mode. So in other words, there are some components that can be delivered online, but some key components needs to be delivered in person on campus. However, in any of those events, then students will be required to come to Canada. Instead of they can continue what they are doing now is doing their online studies from their home country. So I hope-
connection to this, in connection to this, are the international borders already open for students who want to come to Canada at this point of time?
Yes, the border was open since last year, actually, as long as there are several requirements for students to meet. First of all, they need to do is it CPR test, 72 hours prior to the departure, show it to the airline. Of course, they have to have their study permit approved, and also with their entry visa, which is stick onto their passport. And they also will have to have a self-quarantine plan. And they also need to receive a supporting letter from the institution where they're going to continue out there, begin their study. And from February of, I forgot the date, 26 perhaps, it's already passed anyway. So from February of this year, all international travelers, including Canadians, when they enter Canada by air, they have to stay in the hotel for 3 days. And they have to pay for their own expenses for those 3 days. And most importantly, they need to do a test upon their arrival, and they have to wait for the negative test result in order to move out of the hotel and to continue their 14-day quarantine, self-quarantine. Once that period is over, then you're free to go wherever you wish to go.
But are the Indonesian embassies open already in Jakarta to process applications?
Yes, they are. So globally, the Canadian government has never closed all the applications online. However, in some countries, the application case processing center or the biometric centers were closed. So for example, for Indonesian nationals, in order for you to travel to Canada, not only you need your study permit approved, but also you need to have your biometrics done before you leave the country.
Okay.
In Jakarta, that office is open. It's been open since earlier this year.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Pak Sunil, I can have a little additional information. So I can send you a recording of from the Immigration Department of Embassy of Canada, related to the student permit and so on.
Okay.
If you want, yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anybody wants to ask question for Billy, or you want to text the question? Please do so.
Can I ask you one question, David?
Yeah, sure.
So you have mentioned about the culture and safety in BC, British Columbia, Vancouver, right? So amidst this news about xenophobia and hate crime towards Asians, do you think it's safe enough for Asians to live throughout Canada, not just in British Columbia? Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is, I have to speak what I feel, okay? I'm also a minority, and I'm Asian. And I feel quite safe everywhere. Of course, I'm a male. Even for female, for my family members, we've never had any fear of going to places or feel being threatened in some occasions. Speaking about the hate crime, I cannot 100% deny that it's now existent in Canada. But in terms of the incidents like this, then it's very, very rare. But of course, like in the past year, for example, then if you really closely watch the news every day, there are a few days that people did something stupid as being caught by the news and broadcasted throughout the news sessions. So there were some cases, but then I don't think it's to a degree that makes people nervous living in the city.
And which city is it?
I'm in Vancouver.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? I don't see any questions in the chat box here. Any other questions you can directly ask?
There is a question pop up in the chat box. I plan to have my son continue his undergrad study in Canada. Is it possible for me to stay in Canada with him? For parents, you can apply. It depends on the student's age. It's quite common for minors who study in the high school or even elementary schools to come with the dependent. But if your son is going to study in the post-secondary, that means that he is going to be an adult. But you need to apply for visitor's visa to come to accompany him. It's quite okay, provided if you get the visitor's visa approved. Each visitor's visa allows you to stay here for 6 months, and you can also extend your stay during your first visit period. I've seen people extend their visitor's visa from 6 months to 12 months, and then they have to leave briefly and then come back again for another 6 to 12 months. So yes, but it's not going to be a package deal because your son will be applying for study permit. You'll be applying as a visitor to come to visit your son. So it's a separate application.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Bu Cindy, is it clear or do you want to add up? Okay, another question is from Gunawan. How about the method during pandemic? Is it blended online and offline?
Yeah,
or already 100% online or offline?
It's for Douglas College. We have about, I would say 95% of the courses now are online. There are about 5% of classes where the in-person classes is a must. For example, the chemistry labs, and for example, those music technology classes, sports science classes, our opticianry program studies, performing arts. Those programs will require the students to be on campus, but then the college has taken special measures to ensure the students will keep a social distance in their classroom settings. Yeah, so that's right now they are all online. Majority of the courses are online.
Okay. Okay, Pak Manish, maybe you can directly ask questions. You don't mind.
Hi, Bu Georgina. Yeah, that's the question I wanted to ask about, because in Indonesia, the grade 10 students already complete the IGCSE qualification, the 5 subjects. So can they apply after grade 10, or do they have to spend another 1 more year in the school?
Oh, that's a tough question then. Speaking about the age then, in that case then, when they finish grade 10 and also finish IGCSE, what age they will be? 16?
16, correct.
Yeah, it's a bit, well, 16. Yeah, we require the student to be 17, but then if the student is going to be 17 during the first 4 months of study, then we probably can do some exception.
Okay, okay. So they need to be 17 within 4 months after
Within
arrival.
4 months, yeah. Most likely, if they apply for September, then by the end of the year, if they're going to be 19, well, I'll give you a key reason for us to have that policy is because we are post-secondary institution. We deal with adults. Most of our policies, in terms of the student services, we don't have very many policies dealing with minors. So in BC, the real age for students to become adult is the age of 18 or 19. So 16 is really extremely young for us to accept them into our system. We do have a few, very few, but then the college is very vulnerable because we are afraid those students, anything happen to them, then we will have a difficulty dealing with those cases that may arise.
Is it possible they do part of the Douglas College programs online while they wait to become 17 and then fly out?
No. We would accept them full time once we accept them into our program.
Okay, got it. Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Manish. Anybody wants to ask questions?
Yeah, I have one more question for Mr. David, since he has been in Canada for a long time. So the right person to answer. I would like to know your personal intake or opinion on the 1st August mandate, which you said that they would be starting a hybrid course for the blended, non-blended, for the online, offline situation. That's the most concern for most of us, I think. Yeah.
Okay, well, the audio was not very clear. If you don't mind, just to repeat your question again, I just adjusted.
Sure. I would like your personal opinion on the mandate which they might pass on the 1st of August regarding the online, offline courses which are currently you have in Canada. Will it pass? I mean, will they be doing mostly online or still they, that's the question.
Okay, yeah, it's still evolving. I would say at this time, the answer is not definite. It's really and truly it relies so many uncertainties now in order for a institution or government to give a final decision. So it's still changing on a very daily basis, or if not, then weekly basis. Then I think the final decision will not be made until sometimes in June or July. But I'll give you an example then. The institution like Douglas College, we have begun the work or planning to resume the normal campus life. So the group of our administrators, staff has begun to discuss or brainstorm what's the best strategy, what's the plan to implement and to roll out this plan at this stage now.
Okay.
So as there are more guidelines coming from the government, from the health authorities, we are going to refine those guidelines.
Do you update your website on a regular basis for all this information?
Yeah, the websites only get to publish those key and key information or the decided decisions. The decisions will be published on the website, but there are lots of ongoing progress not going to be released from the website.
I understand. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So one thing I can assure you, I can tell you is that there are still very heated discussion because of the variants. Now it's being most of the recent outbreaks are caused by the COVID-19 variants. So there are growing concerns about back to 100% in-person classes. So I have a strong feeling that coming in September, we may not see the 100% back to normal class or campus life.
Thank you, Bobby. Frank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so any further questions? Sunil, you have any other questions?
No, very clear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe yes, you can have the closing. Thank you, everybody, for the questions.
Okay, thank you, Bu Georgina. Okay, so maybe for all the participants here who wants to know more details about the Douglas College program and also all the arrangement for the visa and everything, you can contact us to directly maybe to Ibu Georgina or maybe to our hotline in 0877 8547 7338. So for today's session, actually, we have prepared e-certificate for the participant who joined this webinar. So you can scan the barcode and also you can visit this link. I will put also the link in the chat box. Okay. Wait. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. David and Ibu Georgina, to explain about all the program and also the opportunity to study in Canada. And also thank you for all the participants who already joined this webinar. Happy weekend and also stay healthy and stay safe, everyone.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.